Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Really helps if I have myself on stage, doesn't it? Whoo-wee, boy, I'm telling you what. All right. Welcome, everybody, to your regularly scheduled program of The Lounge here. Wednesday afternoon. Happy hump day. Hope everyone's week is going fantastic. Hope the summer heat isn't killing you too much. If you're down here in Texas, I hope you are not drowning, because it's been raining like cats and dogs down here the past 2 days. But hey, I'm happy because it's good for my grass and it's saving on my water bill. So let me not complain. Let's see, what do we got going on? Oh, we're going to make some announcements first. First, want to thank our lovely sponsors here, Freight Ninja, 123 Load Board, FreightValidate, and Sureline. With some special love going out to FreightValidate, because they are our feature sponsored of the month. They are getting myself to Texas Trucking Show. Well, myself and my wife, my production assistant. So going to have a lovely time with that. Speaking of Texas Trucking Show, that is July 25th and 26th. So next Saturday and Sunday down in Houston at the NRG Center Reliant thing. I don't know, whatever the heck they're calling it these days. Tickets are free. You can go to TexasTruckerShow.com and get yourself those tickets. But more importantly, I am partnering with the Greater Houston Trucking Association once more And we're going to do our annual after party. Well, they're going to do their annual after party, and I'm just going to be a part of promoting it and hanging out there. But we're going to do the annual after party at Kirby Ice House, which is just up the road from where the Texas Trucking Show is. That's going to be on Saturday, July 25th from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you want tickets, though, you got to stop by their booth at the Texas Trucking Show, booth number 959, and get yourself signed up there. They're not going to send you anything. Don't worry about it. It's just so they can keep track of all the people that goes, and you get your wristband, get your ticket. So make sure you do that. And if you want to sponsor the after party, the Greater Houston Trucking Association, they're a nonprofit, so everything they do goes back to help the members in their association down there in the Greater Houston area, hence their name. Great people. They do all kinds of wonderful events, seminars, learning labs, have all kinds of, can't think of the word, all kinds of things that help their members. So make sure you go support them to Greater Houston Trucking Association. And with that, I think that's all we got for right now. We're going to roll some news, and then we will get our show started here with our wonderful guests. So, Lounge Media News, everybody.
Lounge Media News, brought to you by AR Doc Pro and sourced from TruckingNewsHub.com.
All right, very insightful article here today from Overdrive. Our boy Alex Lockey. Great journalist over there, really got his finger on the pulse of the trucking industry. All right, this one's about MC sales. All right, underground MC selling is running rampant despite the FMCSA's crackdowns as of late. On March 19th of this year, the FMCSA wrote, upon discovery of attempts to sell, purchase, or lease a US DOT number or operating authority outside of a legitimate corporate transaction, the FMCSA will initiate proceedings to inactivate the US DOT number and revoke all related registrations, including their safety registration. Even still, MCs are going for it's up to $75,000 on shady network marketplaces, again, despite the federal efforts to crack down on the problem. Alpha Loops, who is a freight data firm, they showed just how bad the problem is with a recent dive into the issue. They examined approximately 9,900 Facebook groups, close to 80,000 Telegram messages, and Facebook Marketplace postings to come up with 3,774 MC numbers that were listed for sale. The results reveal, they say, a mission-driven organized market actively looking to thwart federal broker and carrier vetting firm detection. They say Facebook sees routinely 100 to 200 for sale posts a month of MCs, with another 40 or so monthly on Telegram. Median asking price goes from about $11,500 on Marketplace, and they've seen them to $14,000 on Telegram, and they saw one at $24,000 on Facebook. They continue to say the biggest factor impacting price is if the carrier is set up with big brokers or carrier vetting platforms, which can boost the price more than 150%. Of the 710 MCs marked sold, 84.8% of them were never recorded a single change to ownership within the FMCSA database. They say if someone wants to buy an MC number as well as some other assets of a trucking company, then they can correctly register the transfer of ownership with the FMCSA. Then that becomes a legitimate corporate transaction. Finally, with 85% of these sales resulting in no change recorded ownership and 95% recording no change in legal name of business, they say that these transactions obviously do not look above board. So, I mean, big thing going on. Everyone knows about the fraud, the freight theft, all that stuff like that. The MC sale, US or the DOT selling has been going on for a while. Some folks have been talking about it, but I think, this is the next deal that everyone's attacking. My boy John Cantera, the double broker bounty hunter, he talks about this a lot, done a few shows on it. So I implore y'all to go over and check his stuff out, TikTok Diner. But, this is a big thing. This is how a lot of this freight theft is happening, like especially the theft thing. You're getting emails from what is looks like a legitimate MC to you that you may have done business for in the past, may think nothing of it. Everything checks out, bada bing, bada boom, and bam, next dang thing for your freight's gone, or maybe several loads of freight. Who knows what it is, what it could be. So there you go. As always, I will have this posted up here in about the next 15 minutes or so. So y'all can go read the rest of it there. And it's got some links and stuff like that to some spreadsheets, data points, and all that if you're into that kind of stuff. So that's going to do it for the news. And we'll go ahead and get to my lovely guests. So really excited to have these folks on. Phil and Dasha. I met them at Matt's, and I think it was I think it was Indie Trucker that introduced us. They'll have to confirm or deny that when they come on, but talked to them for just a few minutes at Matt's and loved their story. Have a really, really interesting past before trucking, and the fact that, when most people are chilling their life down and trying to sit in a lawn chair, next to the poolside, these folks decided to, basically start a second career in a part of trucking that's pretty dang interesting, which is auto hauling. So without making y'all wait anymore, the Corvette couple, Philip and Dasha. Oh no, where are they? There you are. Boom, there you are.
We exist. Hey.
What's happening, guys?
Oh, parked and resting.
Yeah, try not to sweat it out here in wonderful Omaha.
In Nebraska.
Man, I even though I drove up, I don't think as a driver you really realize like what heat and temperatures are really, because you're mostly in the cab. So I cannot believe that it gets as hot as it does. I was in South Dakota a few weeks ago, and it was 100 degrees up there. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, no one thinks about it being like that in the north.
Yeah.
We live in Las Vegas, so we're used to heat. But then you start throwing all this humidity in there, and that's a whole other layer of heat coming down on you.
It's like walking out of the shower with your clothes on.
It is, and it's bad down here in Texas. I mean, I walked out of the house, I think it was yesterday, to talk to my wife on the porch in the morning, and I like it just hit me. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I just got slapped with a wet rag.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It takes your breath away.
It's even worse when we get in the trailer, because I'm still working on what would be insulated, temperature controlled.
She wants Thermo King to invent a reefer unit for the front of these auto haul trailers.
Yes,
She'd be all kinds of happy.
You need to she's gonna have you installing a damn mini split here soon, Phil. You keep talking.
You know what? We could totally do that, because that would be fit up.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, Philip. I'm sorry.
It's like a little oven, and the roof just like retracts the sun.
The roof's got that transparent stuff on it, so the sun comes through it. So yeah, it gets pretty baking up there.
Yeah,
man, you wouldn't think you would.
Lighting, but
you wouldn't think you'd want a transparent roof. I mean, I know it's not transparent. It's like that frosted kind of vinyl, but you think you wouldn't want that with like some higher end dollars, because UV damage is UV damage. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird.
Inside of the trailer.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna
driven in. They're strapped down, and then they're covered up. Not only with a cover, but then we put plastic sheeting over the top of that too.
Oh man, we're gonna oh man, it's gonna be so fun talking about all this stuff. I love it. All right, hey, before we get into it though, hey, was it Chris or Indy? Was it Indy that introduced us?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
We can blame it all on him. And then we ended up outside of somebody's RV later that night, so that was fun.
Oh yeah,
all sorts of
Taylor Barker. Yeah, that's how'd y'all meet Indy?
How did we meet?
Through TPC.
Oh yeah, through TPC. So through truck.
Okay.
Yeah. So we met
through
there, and then we ended up over at the Catskill booth, and then at the Sirius XM booth, and we spent like the whole day with him and his wife. What a wonderful couple.
Yeah.
So fun.
They are amazing. Him and Miranda are just lovely people. And yeah, Chris, I know Chris going on, pretty much 3 years, as long as I've done the show. So yeah, he's an amazing dude, man.
He is. And they know like all the best restaurants.
We were hoping to bump into him at Bristol, but then our we never really got a chance to get over to that side of the country.
Yeah.
Matt's happened, and then it was like tornado. Everything at once. Everything all at once at the same time. Your favorite movie.
What brought y'all to Matt's? Because y'all like just got into trucking prior to that, right?
Just about a couple years before that, and this one here is always about going out and seeing things new and checking stuff out. And we do obviously social media ourselves, so she wanted to get some content and stuff around mats. And
yeah, I'll blame Lombard on that one for
Lombard.
He's like,
oh, that's my dude.
Yeah, he's like, you have to go to mats, like make mats happen. And this was like probably a month before mats, so we reached out to them, to mats, and our company at that point, and some other things, and it just kind of worked out, and we ended up there. And man, I do not regret it for 1 second, because I will tell you what, just like you're talking about the Texas Trucking Show, if you want to make connections, in person is such a way to do it. Like, we love social media, we love the connection it gives, but there's something different and something to be said about seeing people that you've met online in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Met a lot of people we had seen online for the first time at mats, and obviously we were able to establish the relationship to land this gig.
Yeah, and then we ended up going. I don't think our old company's gonna let anybody else go to mats.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. They're not gonna let anybody else ever go to mats again. No drivers to mats ever. That's a perfect way to lose them. But.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's good.
But they were wonderful about us, and they were so excited, because again, we built for the company that cared about what we cared about. And when we said we were going to cars, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't think of anything better for you."
They do. I mean, we go by social medias. Corvette couple was in the car business for, which is hard to believe, almost 40 years.
He's been doing cars as long as I've been alive.
So then, it was. She was in the shop with me quite often, and she said, "Do you ever want to do anything?"
Heat.
She said, "You ever want to do anything else with your life?" And I said, when I was a kid, I used to go with my uncle a lot, and he hauled cattle, and so I used to ride with him quite a bit as a kid. And big trucks have always been something that I've been very interested in my whole life. Had an opportunity on some race teams. Obviously, race teams and big rigs, they kind of go together as well. So spent a lot of time around with them then, and then we decided.
And that's actually where we met.
We met at a racetrack. I was a crew chief on a Trans Am car.
Oh my dude!
That's.
We fell in love on a racetrack.
Well, listen, when's the Hallmark movie coming out? Because tell me that is not sound like some cheesy plot line to a Friday night rom-com.
We had just, it was a 2-day race, and the car owner and I had just won on the Saturday. And so we just got done getting the car set up for Sunday, and we may or may not have had a couple of adult beverages beforehand.
Because they do these like parties at the end, like these socials.
They call them socials, and we stumbled back into the social, and she was in there with some friends, and we exchanged glances and stuff, and then I played hard to get also.
Oh my gosh. I told him, I said, because that one was at like a race at the beginning of the year in April.
It was in April.
Yeah. And it was October.
It was the finals in October. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, if this man does not make a move by the finals, I'm done. And it happened to be his favorite racetrack, and he made a move, and the rest has just been racetracks and romance. Man,
insert the aw from the crowd. All right, so before we get moving too deep into it, let's go ahead and start getting into your guys' story. So why don't y'all tell us who is Philip and Dasha, and how did y'all get to be where you currently are in the car hauling industry?
Yeah, I drug her into it.
I mean, I would follow him most places, and I think that it's very important to support each other's passions. Like, my passion's always been social media, and he's always been supportive of that. So when he said, I want to be a trucker, I was like, okay. And he did it for a while by himself, and then he aligned with a company where he could have a rider. And so I was like, well, I'm coming too. So we set up our life to be able to do that, and now we get to do both, the trucking and the social media, and enjoying things out here.
So we started out with Stevens Transport, which fantastic company, amazing training, and the people behind the guys in the trucks, great equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, their equipment is no older than 300,000 miles old. So you're driving basically 2-year-old trucks right out the gate.
Yeah.
Some guys got lucky right out of orientation class. They got into brand new trucks, and they started their career in a brand new truck and never even been in one before. so yeah, that's how we started, because did some looking around, and she was asking, well, what do you want to do?
I'm all about the stats
Yeah, so
and
we-
analogies. And
she got out her charts and data, and
pros and cons of each thing.
yeah,
and
I called a bunch of companies, and yeah, we ended up kind of circling back to Stevens, and don't regret that a minute. I was extremely happy with them.
yeah, and we can't say it's not about the look sometimes. This one was very particular about what they drive,
Yeah,
how
they're
it
black
looked
trucks.
on the road.
I wanted either a
I'd
Kenworth or a Pete, and the black trucks. I mean, they're beautiful trucks.
They are.
And they company washes. So as long as you're a company driver, you get a wash. So that was huge to me.
We had a very odd checklist. Is it
yeah.
probably the same thing that like most people going into trucking look for?
But it's something they should.
Not necessarily the same thing, but they should. Like, think outside of CPM, right? Like, everybody wants to go to CPM first. And for us, it was like, that's going to be kind of, we didn't find much of a flex for first starting truckers, very much between 5 cents, right? Like, everything was in a 5 cent margin. Okay. So if they all have the same CPM, then what else is important to you? Can you bring your partner or your pet? Can you, have good and clean equipment? What's the roadside like? Can you find places to park? Are they paying for the parking? Like, our list was just very detailed, because nothing scared me more with going out on the road was than him having something happen, right? Because things happen and not having that support there and the education.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't think about it, but if you live in a major city, like we do, you bring the truck home for a nice 5-day at-home trip, and next thing you know, you got a $500 bill for leaving a truck parked somewhere.
Because you're not getting it in our HOA.
And you can't leave it at a truck stop; it'll get towed or worse. So that was one of the things that was, you call up a lot of these companies, and so what is it like on my home time? What do I do with the truck? They're like, it's your truck. You do whatever you want with it. I'm like, so I just park it wherever? They're like, yeah, park it wherever.
So
and
we did the research on the front end.
And Stevens, all you got to do is submit the PO over, and they pay it.
So that set us up for enjoying the road, right? Now we're not stressing
and learning
anything of those bents. He could learn. We could realize what it was like on the road sometimes. Sometimes it's not all
chicken plants.
Oh my God, dude. Don't get me started on damn chicken plants.
Oh my gosh. My first one, I looked at him and I was like, what did I sign up for?
And the DMs always lie to you. They tell you it's a drop and hook.
It is never a drop
yeah.
and hook. So you go through this, like, I'm going to call it hazing initiation, right?
A little bit.
Because everybody has to start with a company where you're going to go through that grunt work, right? You're not going to get all the miles. You're not going to get the best CPM. You're going to have weird places to park.
Yeah,
you're going to get into some crazy docks.
You're not going to get the drop and hook.
Yeah, you're not going to get the drop and hooks.
Yeah, you're going to have to learn to self-advocate for detention pay.
Because
they're not going to ring you up and say, we owe you detention pay.
No, they don't. So advocating for yourself, and then going from being business owners and a totally different standard of life as car and social media people to being in a truck was a huge transition, but we survived it. We found happiness in it. And now we moved into something we truly are passionate about. So we went through this stage with a good company, but you still have those moments where you're like, looking at each other going, how did this become your dream? And to bring it full circle.
I always told her, I'm getting too old and fat to run away from cows.
And I wasn't going to do cows.
And she's like, nah, I don't know if we need to do that. So this aligns really well with what we like.
It does.
Well, sorry, go ahead. Keep going, bro.
Yeah, it's just it's a great alignment for what we do. But I'll tell you what, she does miss the red and green light stuff.
Oh my gosh. Give me something at a dock any day over 100 degrees in Arizona. And
well, before we push forward on what you guys are currently doing in the industry, talk about that and what it is to be husband and wife out there on the road. Phil, I want to hear about your guys' background. I mean, Philip, you say you came from the car industry, and I've seen some photos and stuff, and like I still have no damn idea what you did. All I know is in every photo that Phil's in, it's like a 6-figure car. That's all I know.
high-end women, high-end cars.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So Yeah, I started out at 16. Obviously, tinkering with cars years before that. I mean, my older brother, his buddies would bring their cars to us for me to install stereos. So that was always just, you know. Then at 16, my older brother wrecked his car, and it went into a body shop. Got a job at a body shop, pretty much throughout high school. Spent my time doing that. Then after I graduated from high school, got a job at a tire shop, and spent some time kicking around not only truck tires but car tires, and went to Wyotech not long after that. Got out of Wyotech, started in dealerships, and you know, after I guess it's about 8-9 years of working, did a lot of Volkswagen Audi, and then I spent a minute in a Jaguar. Got out, yeah, yeah, they're fun cars. Back in the days when Ford owned them. Then I decided, got back to the Volkswagen store, and I decided, the guys that are driving the nice cars and stuff, they're the sales folks. So then I jumped into sales, did about 11 years in the sales department. That was cool. But in 08, a lot of stuff changed in the world. And
I don't know. I was just out of high school.
I ended up kind of coming home one day, and I was, kind of kicking around a little bit because things had slowed down, and found an ad back in the day on Craigslist. Found an ad on Craigslist that they were looking for a Chevy specialist, and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. So I ended up going and meeting the gentleman and worked for him for about 2 years, and then I actually bought his shop.
Yeah.
And did that so it ran a Corvette exclusive shop for what was it, almost 18 years? No,
it was a minute.
It was about 16.
Yeah.
About 16 years. And
then we met and it all went to heck in a handbasket.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm done with that.
It was, it was a lot of fun. It met some great people, built some fantastic cars. And this one's like, why are you running so hard, and what are we doing?
So my thing is always, we don't live to work, we work to live.
Yeah.
And the balance wasn't there. If you're looking at your hours in a day, a month, and I get it, like sometimes you have to grind through things, but there's a difference between once in a while going through a struggle or going through a short period of struggle and then having no reward on the other end. And, just things not lining up to quality of life. So we really sat down and had some heart-to-hearts on that. And it was much easier to have him go even more exclusive and do one-offs and smaller things while we could go do car shows and travel. I mean, the ability to take a month off and travel this was back in our pickup truck. We were hauling the 56 around to show around the U.S. I mean, to take it from California to back to the 50s and to Mount Rushmore. You're not going to do those things with grinding out in the shop with a whole bunch of staff and things like that. So we really traded one for the other. And then when the final car was done or getting close to done, I was like, what are we going to do after this? Because I really don't want to go through that again, waiting for parts and just sitting in this shop all summer. It was getting repetitive to me. So I was like, we need a new adventure. I'm bored. I'm bored. I know this is your lifelong career, but pick a new one.
Boy, if there's one thing in this universe that can shake up a man's world, it sure is a woman, ain't it, Phil?
Oh, man.
You think you man? I tell my wife all the time, you sure make things difficult for me sometimes when I think I've got it shit figured out. You just change it right then.
Well, we again, spreadsheets and pros and cons and charts are something I'm very fond of. So we sat down and we looked at it, and he's like, truck driver was on there, being what would you call it, a private curator for private collections.
Going back into sales.
Into sales. So we had like 5 different things that we talked about. And I said, when you look at this, which one makes you go, I could see myself doing that day in and day out, like you're doing now with the shop. What would you do? And he's like, honestly, trucking. And I was like, so random.
Hey.
But
it gets in your blood. I mean, you're around them, and like I said, I've spent years around them even before I was actually trucking, and it's just like they're cool.
Well, and there was a different you had a different perspective. And for me, I'm like, I see what I see online, and they're crabby and they're angry and they're mad about everything.
Oh, you see them when we go on the truck stop.
And we see them sometimes when we go on the truck stop. But then you meet people and you're like, okay, this can be totally different. And the loudest ones are usually the ones who are the most upset. So it's like, we just got to take a positive spin on it and start meeting people who align to the things we enjoy, which is how we met like Indie Trucker and the guys from Truck Parking Club. Those men are happy all the time.
They are.
And so it really fit for
I think Evan drugs their coffee.
Probably. Like, here's some glitter and sprinkles.
Yeah.
Have a great day. So
Lombard's on a whole other level.
Oh man, that man.
Lombard. That he drugs himself. No joking.
With running.
Dude,
like,
that dude is an animal.
Yeah, that's probably now we speak of it. He's probably in the Tejas heat down there running 10 miles.
Dude, that guy he's an animal. He is. I love Lombard. He's my spirit animal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine is a sloth. I'm single in the back. So that's kind of how it became. And then I had always wanted to live. So he's like, I'm going to pursue trucking. I'm like, okay, well, I've always wanted to live in Vegas. So if you're going to like leave me for a while to truck, because a lot of places won't let you have a rider right out the gate. And we wanted to do things right. So picking the right company with some caveats was more important than getting everything we wanted out of the gate. So basically we moved to Vegas. You went to school. And
where were y'all at, Dasha?
We were in Sacramento.
Oh, okay. So, not that far. Not that crazy of a move.
I was originally from Minnesota, and I moved out there with him.
After she fell in love with the crew chief.
Are you from California originally, Philip?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was born and raised in San Jose, and then moved to Sacramento, actually 99, and spent 20 some odd years in that town.
Bro, killer car culture out there too. I can see how you got pulled. Like, dude, that's how. If you don't mind, how old are you, Philip? You don't mind me asking?
You want to know how this all started?
Huh?
You know which one gave him the bug?
Well, it was a 78 pace car.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd always been into
nice
undercars before that. And then one of my dad's friends bought a brand new in 1978. By the way, it was the year the Raiders won the Super Bowl, so it was just a matching deal. So this 78 pace car, silver and black, beautiful. It's still one of my favorite cars to this day. Comes pulling up, and the silver interior, and just the space age look to those.
And
things.
his eyes went like this.
Oh yeah,
dude.
And that was my hook on Corvettes, and obviously
here we are.
Here we still are.
Dude, that's I will say the one thing I did not see in any of your pictures is you don't dress like the typical Corvette guy. No New Balance shoes, no jean shorts, no thigh highs.
Corvette guy with California mixed in. So you can't get this man into another pair of shoes that are not Vans. And shoes. And then they have to be like Italian dress shoes. Like,
I feel that, bro.
This man is brand loyal.
Nothing wrong with that.
Stick to his guns. It is Raiders and Vans and Corvettes.
Hey, so see, Dasha, you probably have done one of those posts. I'm sure you've seen these. The post where women talks about it's a woman and she goes, "I'm not worried about my man cheating on me. He's been wearing the same pair of jeans and eating the same type of sandwich for 15 years."
Yep. Like pretty much
since 1981 when I bought my first pair of Vans in 6th grade.
Yeah.
The thing I love is that they have a full, now you can get custom Vans. So my love of dressing and fashion and putting outfits together, we just got to find the right color Vans. So, and then he's happy.
Well, all right. So Philip, I want to kind of go back a little bit with you, and then Dasha will talk about you a little bit, and then we'll move more back into the trucking thing. Want to kind of give it that, but again, want to talk about your guys' background and stuff. So Philip, you talked about the going into the dealership and stuff. Mechanic, working your way up through sales. Growing up in California, huge car culture out there. Yeah. My father-in-law is actually from Oakland. Dude, he used to go. I cannot remember the name of the drag strip out there. Fremont, yes. He used to tons and tons of time out there. So I have heard
called the Baylands back in that day.
Dude, I've heard so many amazing stories about the car days back in California. So, all right, anyway, what you talked about that pace car, being the thing that kind of drew you to the Corvettes, but like what kept you there, man? What is it about the Vets for you that has you so loyal? I mean, and it already has a humongous following, but what is it for you, man? Of all the cars you could be around and stick to, man, what is it about those Corvettes that you just loved and continued throughout your career?
It's a Chevy.
Oh, you're gonna say the line?
Was it bow tie or USA One?
No, bow tie till you die.
Oh, bow tie till you die. Yeah. No, the style of them, obviously the performance of them. When you get into the history of the cars and the guys that are actually behind the cars through the decades, besides Ferrari, it's the longest running sports car out there. I mean, there's no other sports car that's done more, raced more than the Corvette. So the pedigree of it is the other thing that once you fall in love with the style, then you learn about the pedigree, and then you drive some of them that are prepared right. I mean, people laugh at the 1978 Corvette had 160 horsepower, I think it was, which people laugh at. But when you really go back to 1978, most of the cars back there were anywhere from 60 to 90 horsepower. That's all it was. I mean, we were in our heaviest smog days, and so they were still considered a performance car, where now you got the 1200 horsepower ZRX. I mean, that thing's just, and that's, you could go down to the Chevy dealer, get yourself one, and it's at the,
and there's no extra licensing, they just give it to you.
Yeah. When we were building hot rod cars, and I still tell people this, even when we drop off their Corvette, I tell them, hey, before you turn the traction control off, slap yourself in the face. And they always look at me. I'm like, because you better be paying attention, because even at 500 horsepower, that car will get away from you in a hurry. And people don't realize it, but at 500 horsepower, you're 40, 50 miles an hour down the highway, you can still blow the tires off the car. And you get into a corner doing that, and unless you're a very talented driver,
you're gonna run out of talent.
You run out of talent, it's all over with.
I think the Vets, man, they've always been a banger, a bang for your buck, man. I don't know who had said it one time, but it's like the Corvette's like the blue collar supercar. You know what I mean? And especially now, I mean, Vets have always been good, but they teetered for a long time, just mid horsepower range, right above like the Camaro SS. But I don't know, the last 15 or 20 years, they just got a bug, man, and they have been pushing out some crazy shit. Like, I remember when I was growing up, the baddest Corvettes you could get were either Callaway badged or Lingenfelter. That is how you got crazy superpower out of a Vet. Otherwise you were stuck in the 300 to 400 horsepower range.
But even at that price, having Callaway or Lingenfelter dial in your car, you were still 100,000 less than the other stuff out there on the market. I mean, we haul a lot of high-end exotics, and we get to look firsthand at the window stickers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the window sticker on some of these cars, and I'm like, yeah, I'd still take the Vet.
Yeah, he does. He'll look at him. We were loading something the other day, and it had like, oh my gosh, it started with a 7, and it was brand new. And one, there's features that it doesn't have that a Corvette has, kind of just standard. And I was like, And then 2, I was like, sure, not this one. And he's like, nope, I still want the Corvette. So
tell you what, the Corvette's forward-facing cameras for putting these things in the trailer. It's got a forward-facing camera that's about mid-bumper height. That is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't
cool.
even need me on those ones. I'm like, okay, it's a Corvette, you're fine.
You get into some of these other super high-end cars, and it's like, where's the forward-facing camera? What do you mean it doesn't have a forward-facing camera?
It doesn't have auto. What did we spend money on?
I couldn't.
The Porsches with their non-auto folding mirrors.
Oh, yeah. What is this? I have to go manually fold the mirrors?
Come on.
Oh.
I don't know if I could. Even if I was rich, I would probably only have a handful of like true supercars. I just back in the day they were great, I think. Like in the up until about the 2000s. I would say up until we got the Bugatti Veyron. I mean, there was a huge difference between what a supercar was versus a sports car. Mad horsepower, crazy price tag. Nobody gave a shit about features. It was just how fast does this thing go compared to the other things on the road. But once we started getting to the hypercar range, you know, what the Bugattis and everything since then, I think a lot of these companies have lost what a automobile is supposed to be. And, you know, like, I don't know, I can't throw $1 million down the drain for something when I'm like, man, I could drop 170 grand on an Audi. I love Audis. Me, if I had I would love to have an Audi RS7. I love the Audi. They're amazing vehicles. But you know, you could drop 175 grand on an Audi RS7 and smoke half the Ferrari and Lamborghini line all day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same thing with a Vette. You can go drop 150 grand on a Vette and smoke almost anything on the highway. So, you know, I don't know. I can't fathom these price tags they have, even for the luxury cars. $500,000 for a Bentley or something, you know what I mean? And it's like you said, this don't even have a front facing camera. What the hell? You know what I'm saying?
If it doesn't come with luggage, I don't want it.
I know. That's right.
We were at a Bentley dealer a few weeks ago, and I will say the Continentals, the Bentley Continental.
Yeah, that was a snazzy car.
I would arrive in one of those cars. Oh yeah.
But that's like a different.
That's the 2-door.
Yeah.
So it's basically got the basically downplayed version of the engine that the Bugatti has in it.
Yeah.
And it's a coupe, and they're huge. They're giant cars for being a coupe. But yeah, I told her, I said, look on the inside of this thing. I mean, the dashboard has so much chrome on it that you better tint the windshield.
Yeah, you'll be blind.
You're going to end up blind because the sun's going to catch every angle there is on that thing.
Yeah, and it was an overcast day, and I was still wow. But no, beautiful car. I mean, we do get to see some amazing.
We do.
Oh, I bet y'all do. I bet y'all do. So, all right, hey, let's kind of push towards that. But before we get to that, I have two final questions about your previous life here. So, one, how did you decide, Phil, what was going to be the last car that you did from your shop? You know, Dasha talked about that. So, you know, give me that mindset there. You know, were you just done, bored, I've done it all kind of thing? And how did that come about? And why didn't you just retire, man? Why did you say, let's freaking start a damn second career?
Sitting still.
Honestly, it was a 65 Fuelie. That was the last car.
That was the last car.
Yeah. It was,
nice.
It was a beautiful car. 65 green, Fuelie coupe. So it was a beautiful car.
Yeah.
And it was one of those that the gentleman had picked up and was supposed to be a nice tight car, and brings it to me, and I'm like, brother, this thing's a full size model. It's not even a real car.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so cobbled together. It was.
When people buy things unsight unseen sometimes, and I'm like, you're going to spend that money, just send someone to look at it.
So we literally waited 4 months for pistons, because it was during the height of COVID. We waited 4 months for pistons.
Yeah.
For the engine rebuild, and that was we had downsized the shop, only had so much square footage on the floor, so many cars we could bring in there.
This one has a couple of race cars sitting there already.
I got junk all around. So that was it. That was basically the decision that we made right then, that, you know, it's time right now to maybe move on and do something else. And unfortunately, through the industry, a lot of the guys that we use for rebuilding classic parts had passed on, and they never, some of them were unexpected, so they never really got the opportunity to give their trade to somebody else, and nobody else really ever stepped up to take that learning experience from them. You know, because car guys are kind of gruff, and when you're in the shop with them, I'm not exactly the best teacher when I'm in the shop. It's expect things done a certain way and people to know a certain amount. That's kind of the way it rolls.
And it's always the time when you're the most busy, or you need to do something that you need to educate, and it takes a certain kind of people to step back and be like, okay, let's learn this. But the last couple cars, I mean, I feel like every other specialist we were talking to was literally passing away.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is morbid. It's getting very sad.
And honestly, I can't even imagine right now with some of the shipping stuff going on, and the holdups in the industry on the container ships and stuff. A lot of the products that you put in these cars, they come from overseas. So you're waiting for stuff to show up for literally, weeks at a time on a build. And it might be the one $15 part that you need to complete a whole bunch of other stuff on the car, but it's the way things go together that you got to have that piece at that particular time, or you can't finish anything else. And so it kind of got to the point where, we were just, it's probably time to step back. And
and we fulfilled the commitments. Like we finished up that fuel, even though those took forever.
And it turned out great.
And it turned out good. They're great, wonderful.
Yeah, we lost actually the guy that rebuilt the fuel injection system on those. So
he literally passed away.
That was literally the last one he did, and that was one of those things that
you're crying and meeting this person, and they're telling you in their driveway like he probably has a month to live.
Yeah.
But here's the fuel injection. I finished it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't do that day in and out.
Hearing this, you think you guys would have went the damn part manufacturing business.
Well, we had talked to him about actually taking on some of his stuff.
Yeah.
But it's such a specialized deal, and let's face it, there's a lot of those fuel injection units sitting on people's shelves because there's not many guys that can tune them.
No, he was actually going to finish that fuelie, and if it gotten done before we had the truck conversation, we had talked about him going down and basically interning with him,
working with him
for a few months to learn everything, and he passed away beforehand, so it kind of like made the decision for us. That was horribly sad. Him, the clock guy, the radio guy. The light guy who did all the refinishing on them. I just, over those years to see that, and I mean, we are losing specialists, so somebody has, you almost need artistry along with like the engineering and the tinkering, because these cars are artwork on top of it, so you have to have a little bit of that creativity and ability to figure that out. So they're either gone super specialized or.
But the cool thing is a lot of these the stuff we've been delivering, we meet these families, and they'll have somebody in their family that's one of the kids is really into cars, and the parents are like, you know what, we're totally on board supporting them, and we're gonna have him follow his automotive passion, which is great, because it's a I always say it's a far cry from what it was when I got into the industry. These kids are now getting into the industry, and it's kind of a coveted industry to be in. I mean, realistically, a good dealership mechanic, he'll make six figures within the first 4 years of being there. If he pays attention, gets his training and all of his credentials, they'll be making six figures in the first 4 years being there. Now, granted, they'll spend six figures in tools in the first 4 years.
We have so many tools.
It's just like being a truck driver. If you got to buy a truck, right?
Yeah, you gotta put everything into your passion, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's kind of it in a nutshell on the last one. The green coupe.
Yeah, it's a green coupe.
All right, so final question about the Corvette stuff, then we'll move into trucking. The new gen Corvette, Phil. Corvette or no? I say no. I say no.
So if Mary Barra from GM is listening, you missed the mark. You should have put the current Corvette should have been the Zora or a Duntov or something like that, and they should have still offered.
Yes, that's what I say. It should have been a whole different
with a $100,000 price tag.
Yes,
it's a total machine.
Yes.
I mean, and they should have still offered a front engine rear wheel drive.
Yes.
Blue collar, go out and hang the thing out sideways and beat the wheels off.
The Vet is known for that big ass nose, man. You know what I mean? It is known for that. And to me, even to this day, every time I see a Vet, one of the new gens, far enough away and in the right angle, I'm like, oh shit, that's Corvette. I swear it looks like a Ferrari. It does. To me, looks like a Ferrari, man. I don't like them. I don't know. A lot of the Corvette people are iffy on them. Some folks if you're a Corvette Pierce, you're a Corvette Pierce. Bullshit. It's okay to say something sucks, okay?
I love the performance of them. It would take me a minute, driving style-wise, to catch up with them, because they're more of how a Porsche drives. You have to finesse them. You can't lean them out there on the corner because they've got so much weight over the rear axles. You'll spin out. Where the older Corvettes, you could drive with your right foot. I mean, when you got the thing into the corner, when in doubt, just floor it, and it'll roll.
Hell yeah.
And, you'll get out of it.
Yeah.
Where it's not that way anymore with these new cars. But when you look at the Nürburgring times and the stuff that they're doing, it's phenomenal. I mean, they're quite the sports car, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They are. I mean,
They are.
I'll get hate for it, but I will say that the C8 generation owners, one, it brought a whole new group of people.
It did.
Like,
You're
brought
right.
A whole new fresh
Yeah.
blood, and they're a different style of Corvette owner. At least the ones we've interacted with and the ones we've delivered to for the most part.
Yeah,
it's a whole different standard. It's not necessarily, there's always going to be the New Balance guys, right? Like, we'll call them those are the purists, but they want the swag. They want to take their car out. They want to drive them, and that's the best part about it. Like, you could line up any of the supercars, Ferrari, Lambo, Corvette, even the Aston Martins at this point, and yeah, they all have very similar features because they're all trading people within design and engineering, so you're going to get similarities. That's just how it's navigating. But to see that fresh blood come in, people driving their cars, taking them out to events. I mean, we were at one event and it was so many C8s and we couldn't find another generation to save our lives. We did an entire series 3 summers ago where we went to a car show every night and we were trying to get every generation Corvette.
Oh, cool.
It was so hard to get some of those generations because people won't take them out and drive them.
I hate that.
And
Why?
well, and
The C8 people are.
that's the only difference nowadays from the like say Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martins compared to a Corvette is exclusivity, because they're making 60,000 Corvettes this year. So these guys that buy them and park them in their garage and think they're going to be worth something, again, go back to my 1978 pace car. That car is sold brand new for $26,000. You can buy literally one that has 1,500 miles on it for $25,000 today. So these guys that are parking them in their garage need to go back and learn that lesson from that. What was considered a 2,500 production run pace car, that the value didn't really jump up on.
But there's always exceptions to the rule.
There is. There's the L88s and the old stuff.
And
that
the Stars and Steel edition.
Which that's going to take a minute.
It is going to take a minute, but it's what I would call a Corvette hyper exclusive.
7th generation ZR1.
Oh, cool.
Those cars are going for like 150 grand, which is pretty much what the sticker was on them. So they jumped up back to their value really quick. But they were fairly exclusive. They cut how many they were making of them by a lot.
But I'm glad they're making them because people are buying them. They're enjoying them. They're not sitting on the lots.
No.
So we're bringing in more people into Corvette culture.
We picked up one the other day that the guy got to. He did a Route 66 tour, and then got to the other end of Route 66, and he flew home and went to his yacht on the Cod.
It's Cape Cod.
It's the Cod.
On the Cod.
It's the Cape.
It's the Cape. He went to his yacht on the Cape, and we hauled the thing back to him.
Lord have boy. I need that kind of money.
Oh, darn, right?
I need that kind of money.
First world
Shit.
problems.
Right?
I know that's right, bro. First world problems. You ain't fucking lying there. All right. Trucking stuff. We talked about Stevens and how you got into trucking, kind of wanted to do something a little different with the second part of your life, man. And you had to keep Dasha entertained because her sitting at home, she just racks up the credit cards. No, I'm joking.
You have no idea.
I had to turn off the ring camera at home because the Amazon twice a week or twice a day.
I love that. Oh man, that's funny. So, all right. So, obviously, I can understand why you got into the car hauling thing, with your past and stuff. But when you got into trucking, Phil, was that the trajectory you wanted to go to? Was the car hauling, or did you kind of just fall into that?
It was one of three.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was one of three actually.
Like I said,
and I'm too fat and slow for hauling cattle anymore. So yeah, it was one of three. It was either heavy haul, cattle hauling, or car hauling. And I honestly, I thought it would be an open deck and a whole graduate type of deal to get into. And kind of Matt's brought us into the right place, right time because of my background experience in racing, and also hauling cars. I've got my own enclosed and open trailer and hauling cars all around, and met Dean Wilson, the good gentleman who runs Intercity, and chatted with him for a while. Well, first we met.
I was like,
First we met Dave Petrie.
Dave
If you want to
Petrie.
see a super bad
Superstar.
Peterbilt, he Louisiana Moon.
Yeah, it's on the cover of 10-4.
It was that white Peterbilt in the Inner City Lines booth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That thing is bad to the bone, man.
So that drove us in like flies.
It did. So we first saw that. I'm like, and actually we were sitting in our truck at the time, having drinks or a meal or something, and it was a Friday early, and two of our coworkers now come rolling through the lot, and they go.
We had just parked, and I was like, "Those are cool."
We had been talking about Inner City, and we'd met the guys at Reliable at different auto events and stuff, and met the gentleman from Mecum, because Mecum's doing their own car hauling now, and they come rolling through the lot. They've got
talked to different people at different events, because like we met people at McCacken.
We did.
He got an offer for Reliable, and then race hauling, and then you found out with race hauling, I was like, you have to hug tires and make dinner, and no.
And moved to Michigan.
There was a Michigan underwriter, which moving to Michigan wouldn't be horrible.
But it was Pratt Miller. It was the Corvette team.
It was.
And it's funny because we met all those guys
at the museum.
At the museum, and they were like, "Hey, if you ever need us."
So we had opportunities, but it was like, again, the spreadsheet and the pros and cons. And so we underlyingly knew he had these 3 things he wanted to do. And those were all in car, but they weren't like hitting the other checklists. And then you had a heavy haul opportunity. And I was like, snow and straps and outdoors. No, I probably inhibit a lot of fun things.
That's hard. That's hard trucking right there.
It is.
Yeah. But
one incident, I just.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're done for.
Yeah. Statistically, it's even more scary. Like this statistically is a scratch and a $10,000 wheel, or things like that. That's a missing strap or a 4-wheeler doing something and you're flipping over. Like we were running different stats. There's always a variable in there.
Or a tow bill after you lose a transmission or something. I mean, that all falls back on the driver. Yeah. So we ended up kind of at the right place at the right time, and everything fell into opportunity there. I mean, it was. It
was good trucks. It was enclosed, so we get the elements, but not quite as much. And
being around the exotics and the classics and stuff like that, it's
the culture.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Dasha. No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
You get to see a whole other side of it that we don't necessarily share on social media, but like the stories and the people, it really connected to things we're passionate about.
We're excited to share a story after Pebble. Yeah,
there's a cool story coming after Pebble, but
we have to wait. We were told by the auction house and our owners that it's a cool after Pebble, but you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, so like opportunities like that, but also cars that you will only see move from one private collection to another unless it's doing a museum tour, and then you got to get to the museum. Like it's a different interaction even privately that was really a heavy pro for us.
Well, I'm gonna send you a list of I don't know, like 10 cars that if you run into these, you just snap a quick photo and text me, okay? Like and I promise that they're super rare, so you're gonna want photos too. So just get one for yourself and send it to me.
So it's funny because I take photos all the time, and I'm taking content. I send it to our team back at the office, and I'll put in there like an underwriter. So a lot of them I'll send, and then I'll put a thing, and it's like for personal archives only. Because there are some that we're like, hey, can we take a picture? And they'll say, yes, but keep it private. And we're like, no problem, because that was a big fear with how much we did on social media, what we would be focusing on or sharing, and we were like, no, we two different passions.
We've shared a few cars, obviously. We get permission from the owners and whatnot. But even some of these new cars that we go pick up, they're custom colors and all, so they're nothing anybody else has. So they're like, and when you go to these dealerships of these high-end cars, there's signs all over the place. No videoing, no photographs.
No photos.
We take photos, obviously, as they roll off the trailer.
For insurance
reasons, to show that we didn't mess it up. But those are photos that are mostly for our office, and they don't actually go anywhere. No. Every once in a while, I'll get somebody to be like, hey, buddy, check this thing out.
But everything stays private, because there's nothing worse when you've taken the time to wait, especially for some of these exotics or high-end builds. you've waited years to see, and you maybe haven't seen it along the way that much, to have it leaked online. Like, how heartbreaking would that be if everybody else in the world saw your car before you?
Yeah. No, I totally understand it. Totally
Did you
understand.
know in the high-end world, the custom colors are called bespoke?
Bespoke.
Oh, really?
Say it right.
No, you can't. The first time he saw it, he was like, "What is this?" I was like,
I'm like, what color is this?
Bespoke? It's like a bespoke suit, right? Like, it's made custom for you. So that was a really neat window sticker to see.
An interesting color.
Yeah.
It was like a navy blue with glitter in it.
Yeah,
I love
cool. Glitter.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All cars need more glitter. I tried to put glitter in our trailer, and the owner just told me no. They said you could do that and no glitter.
We painted new stripes on the back of the lift gate, and she said we got the okay to do it in the colors we wanted to do, which was just 3 different colors, and
it fits the aesthetic.
It does.
Everything's
it's red,
about
gray,
the aesthetic.
and blue, and she wanted to, put the shaker of the metallic in there. He's like, okay on the color and no on the glitter.
They're trying to wreck my fun.
So let's. I want to dive in a little bit, like, on y'all's particular sector in car hauling. You know, we've I got some people that come on here regularly that do car hauling. Shout out to my boy Clint Howard over at Southern Transport. You know, and I got a lot of friends that I would say a lot of friends, got several friends that dabble in car hauling of some sort, you know, but most of them they're open car hauling, you know, anywhere from a 3-car hauler to a 10-car hauler. Most of them pull in from auctions, some from factories, you know, but their stuff, it's in the most sense, it is like traditional freight, maybe 1-2 pickups, 1 drop, you know what I mean? Maybe 2 drops. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that they do, they're not so much having to go to the level of things that you guys are, you know, about covering things up and the exclusivity of the vehicles that you deal with. So, you know, talk to us a little bit about that stuff, you know, like, what is it like planning these trips, you know, because I'm pretty sure every car you guys have is picked up and dropped off at a completely different place on most occasions, unless you're hauling to like an auction or, you know, concourse or something like that. So what is that like for you guys? Are y'all in charge of that? Does the company set up all the routing and stuff for you, or what?
So it's a little bit of mix of both. So like, we have an awesome team, and like that was one of the pros about Inner City, was you could pick up the phone, you know who you're going to talk to. We have limited drivers, so from the consumer side, they know they're going to get one of these people, and they've been there a long time and they're vetted. Our team does a really good job about being like, they have all their boards, and it's a logistical chaos. Like, we actually got to get a deep dive of it just on our last trip, being back there getting ready for Monterey Car Week.
It's a 20 by 30 room, and the whole thing is covered in whiteboards.
Yeah, and it's like VVIP, VIP.
It's crazy.
Snowbirds, what they call personal vehicles, new cars, whether it's coming on a plane, a train, or a ship.
The stuff arriving by plane's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
I bet that's freaking nuts, dude. Yeah.
You know? So like, they take that part of it, right? And all the calls and the first point of contact, you're going to talk to them. And then they get it to us, and they go, okay, here's the short list. Here's this, let's just say a full trailer, 6 you're going to have. So these are either the place you're picking up, and this is who you're talking to and whatnot. So then from that point, it's on us. They give us a general order of what they've been like, you know, we want you to go to Michigan first, then Iowa, like common sense stuff. But then from there, it's like, we're calling Bob and Deborah, and we're like, hey, we're picking up your Corvette. What day and time are you available? And also, I need to satellite your house because we may or may not be able to get there. Like,
yeah, that's the craziest
it's called Inner City for a reason.
The guys that did this even 20 years ago, before there was Google Satellite and, you know, Street Views. I don't know how they did it. It's funny talking to Dean. They talk about writing letters on. They got letters on, hey, I'd like to have my car moved for a certain day. Where, you know, nowadays much different than that. But some of the neighborhoods we got to navigate. Yeah. So, you know, we get the car, we'll pick it up from point A and have to take it to point B, which might either be their house on the other coast, when the one taking it from the COD back to California, or vice versa.
The COD.
Wherever these folks might be going, and being able to measure out for the satellite view if we're going to be able to make some of these corners in these neighborhoods. Now, obviously, when you see these pictures on satellite views, you're like, I hope there's not a car parked on that corner when I roll that neighborhood, because I won't make it. And there's been some. We've only had one incident. It was actually in Tejas.
It was in Tejas.
That it was a kind of a, I wouldn't call it a backcountry neighborhood, but it was.
No, and it's right by we're delivering to a private airport.
Yeah, to his hangar.
And
So,
it looks like you can go in the service road, and there's like all these horse farms near it, and we're looking at it. It's like, okay, yeah, we can.
You drive a
Google
View and you go through Street View. Well, what you don't realize with Tejas is you guys don't really have the best drainage there, so they just dig ditches on the side of these little 2-lane highways.
Yes, they do.
There's no
Right off the
pressure.
fucking concrete. Right off the concrete too. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
This is, mind you, our first run out.
yeah. So she was like, "Oh my God!" So yeah, we were. That was a tight corner. That was probably
The worst one.
Oh, Jersey was fun.
Jersey was fun, but like people in Jersey. So at first, when we first got so to answer back to your question, circle back. So we do some of the logistics once it's in our hands.
Yeah,
They do the bulk of it up front.
We get the loads, and then it's up to us to arrange the pickup and delivery times.
Yeah, but when we first got the truck, it had this beeping backup, right? Like,
Oh God, that'd be so annoying.
Oh no, I thought so first. That thing has saved our butt so many times in the cities. Because
I could see that. Totally could see that. Yeah,
Jersey,
yeah.
We're trying to back up to turn, and these cars come right up on you, but they hear that beeper, and all of a sudden they're scrambling because they're like, "Oh, okay, that thing's coming at us." So we were talking about, we're like, "Oh, we should ask if we." Nope. Second car we picked up, we're like, we're leaving the beeper forever. In fact, turn it up.
It makes you.
Yeah, right.
It puts you on your.
Make it a foghorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. At the truck stops.
It puts you on your A game at the truck stops because you don't want to be that idiot that took 10 times to try to back in with your beeper.
See, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then pull forward. We've all been laying in bed.
Oh, that shit would be hilarious.
So that's probably the hardest thing is, I mean, it's called Inner City, and at first I was like, what a weird name, and now I'm like, that totally fits because we try to get as close
Door
as
to door.
we can. The best is when a client knows that we can't get there, and they're like, meet us at this mall or this hotel because you're not going to get up there, or I've already called the tow company for a rollback, it'll be there. Like, those are the ones that make our jobs really easy to give them that next level service.
What's been, I mean, like, how am I gonna say this? So we've been talking like about these people, about these car folks, and I'll say, as a car guy, there is nothing I hate more in a car person than someone that owns a fucking car who doesn't drive it. I get their investments. Get over yourself. I would have a Nart Ferrari, and that's a $30 million car all day. I'd drive the tires off that shit. I would devalue that car so fast it's not funny. So point of that is, what is like the craziest thing y'all have had to go through to get a car? I mean, like, if you had to get like 5 wreckers because this guy's like, there's no way I'm putting a quarter mile on this car to take you to your truck, you know, like
Maine. This is actually the only load. So, like, the entire time I've known him, when he was at Stevens, he never refused to load. He never says no. Like, this man will give his all and try his best every time.
I'll get it in there.
Yeah, he gives it a go. This one, so we're up in Maine delivering a car, and we're supposed to go into farther Maine.
By the way, it was an RS8. Fantastic.
Oh, nice, dude.
So great.
Yeah.
And what a
Nice car.
what a great owner. And they send us this next car, and they're like, hey, it's just 200 miles from where you're going.
So we asked this Maine local.
Hold on. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we can probably do that. I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm like, oh, that's questionable. But we're like with this guy. And so he's the Audi 8, the local. So
Yeah.
now.
He's a Maine local. And we said, hey, what do you know about this particular area? He goes, I go hunting up there with some buddies like once a year. He's like, you're going to drive your big rig up there? We're like,
he's like, this one that you just dropped my car off with? We're like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's what we're told we got to do. And he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, I wouldn't do it. He's like, we tow a small camping trailer up there. And he's like, oh, those roads are some pretty heavy switchbacks. He's like, even that, we're all over both lanes.
So he's like, yeah, there's that. And then the guy's like, who owns these cars is like, yeah, you come down my road, Mind you, the end of his road is the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lovely.
Lives on like this peninsula.
Yeah. He's like, but you could turn around my neighbor's field. I'm like, one, no. So we're already in touch with the office. Like, they're great. And so then we're like, we find this spot. We're like, okay, we can get there. It's 6 miles. I don't know if this guy was on Negotiation Island or what.
I think he was. He was
but
just trying to do it.
They were late model cars. Nothing. I mean, everybody's car is special to them in some way, but it wasn't like oh my gosh, ultra rare. 6 miles is not going to change the value of this car.
No.
Especially on a very private area. No one's like running by it quick.
Drive it in reverse.
That shit all the way down there.
So he's like, meet me at 3. But if you're going down this road and you turn wrong, you're in the culvert. There's no rescue, right? And mind you, there's no cell service up here. He can only talk to us when he's in his house on his Wi-Fi calling. So all of my red flags are going off. I'm like, this is a no. He's like, I think we could do it. I was like, well, then you're going by yourself. I'm hanging out with the guy who just bought the Audi because he's way more sensible.
He knew the guy that owned that bar right there.
He did. But we had a plan. I had a plan B if he was going to go die in Maine. So the guy's like, yeah, I'll go 3 miles, not 6. And so we just called the office and we were like, hey, it's not a risk we're going to take with somebody else's equipment, let alone like all of these things. And our office was like, hey, we'll handle it and whatnot. I don't actually know. We should probably follow up.
If they ever even got those
cars. If they got those cars or they sent a wrecker out there or whatever. Because, yeah, it was really random. And it's the only time that I was like, really, 6 miles?
And these trailers aren't like, they're not like reefer trailers that, when you work for a company, you pick one up and somebody's already run it over and threw a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
so it's got a bunch of love marks all over it. These things are all custom painted. The owner keeps a pretty good eye on who did what to his trailer.
Yeah, so, like we don't park in certain spots because somebody might bump our door.
We go to truck stops. We always got to find the spots where nobody can park behind us. Because if anybody's driven anything that you bump docks with, we've all woke up in the middle of the night to the truck rocking, and you look in the rearview mirror and you see taillights behind you. You're like, no big deal. The guy just backed into the trailer. They're made to back into walls. Nobody cares. Where this thing here, you
pulls our butt to the ground.
Yeah, because you guys are pretty much in pretty much like a moving trailer pretty much what it is, a household goods trailer converted or whatever. Yeah.
Trailer that
the
company we actually work for outfits the whole inside of them.
They
build them basically. They order from Kentucky as an open shell. And then they build everything on the inside of it. They do a fantastic job.
You want a really cool, few minutes, go to their Instagram, so Inner City's Instagram, and in their story, their highlights, they have the last trailer build they did. They have a whole breakdown. And I was just on that wormhole the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, it shows a trailer breakdown on there. So that was just really neat to see. And when we were just there getting ready for Pebble, they're cutting new pieces for the next new one.
Yeah, they're already fabbing all the new floors and everything.
Yeah. Those trailers that y'all got, those specialized call haulers, they're the level of engineering on those things are nuts. And I've seen some crazy ones. So Ferrari, I'm a Ferrari. I wouldn't say I'm a Ferrari guy. I love Ferrari just because of their engineering, their pedigree. I mean, they're pretty badass, I think, but Audi's my brand. So, but Ferrari's got one that and this is probably commonplace now, but I saw this years ago, their inside of theirs they had one that was like a damn conveyor. All the cars sit on it and it would pull the car out, and the trailer door is also a freaking a lift or whatever. And I was like, dude, the fact you look at that door and you're like, man, that looks flimsy as shit. What the fact?
One of those. That's where we take them up and down on.
The owner of our
really? Okay, I didn't know if y'all had ramps on yours or what yours was. That's cool. Yeah.
All of it's hydraulic.
It's all hydraulic.
All the decks fluctuate.
2 ramps that flip out just to make it. They're maybe 3 feet long.
Yeah.
And then you drive up on that, and it's a hydraulic door that opens. That goes.
Oh, cool. Okay. Now, I think that's what I mean. That's so cool.
The decks on the second level, they articulate and move up and down. The first level, those decks, basically in the center, they drop down because right now we've got 2 SUVs, which kind of a pain in the butt because you got to get the stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the decks drop down, so you put a larger car on the bottom and put the smaller cars on the top.
Do y'all
raise those at the ceiling?
Do y'all have like jump boxes and other stuff? I've seen a lot of the specialized car haulers, I we talking about my dad backstage. So my dad was a huge car guy. He had some cars that were really rare, and he did crazy shit, like unhooking the battery. Every time he drove the car, unhook the battery. Like that was his deal, but I know some of these vehicles are like that, man. They unhook the battery, or they want the wheels covered or whatever it is like that. So do you guys have to carry stuff like jump boxes, minor little tools and things for these vehicles?
We should do a tour of our trailer, because we literally have one whole side that's like a removable pouch in case we have to the decks, and it's got jump box and extension cords and
that's cool.
Air inflators, because we've had to pick up.
Yeah, there you go. Air pump. I was thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 different versions of that. We've got 4 tape measures to just see if something's gonna fit. And he's the conveyor belt. He drives them in or out, but we still have the lift. But yeah, we have an entire
different
toolkit.
Different types.
That's smart.
Strap, whether we're gonna axle strap it, back strap it, wheel strap it. I mean,
there's straps. Yeah, there's
one of my friends that does it, like he was telling me all this stuff. Like he has vehicles, like there's times he has to like deflate tires on vehicles, because that's the only way he can get it low enough. And he's like, dude, you wouldn't believe how much 3 inches fucking matters, man. You know what I mean?
We don't usually, because our decks, so we are very advantaged or privileged when it comes to the service we get to give because of our decks. So we move the decks around the cars, not with the cars in there, but we can adjust to fit the car so that the tires stay. We can place them, because we have e-tracks, so we can place them where it's going to be best for the car. It's concierge all the way to the end. So you've got the ability to go give it more room if it needs it, if it has special racking on the top, if it has a longer nose. We just did something where it had these weird bumps on the back, so we were able to put it back farther because of our e-track. So we're not restricted because of our engineering team and because of our maintenance team building them the way they do.
Yeah,
we can just do so.
Intercity's been around for over 40 years. Dave actually had he had hydraulic lift gates before NASCAR did.
Yeah.
Nice.
He should have patented them years ago.
Yeah. Dave
NASCAR back in the 80s was still folding out steel ramps so they can drive the race cars up there. Back in the 80s, Dave was putting hydraulic ramps on the back of his trucks to lift the stuff up.
Yeah.
So he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of tanker and a little bit of car hauling. So thankfully this one, we did tanker for a minute, that random
that was fun
time and phase.
Tanker was interesting. There's anybody that does food grade knows this. You sit around a lot.
You do. It's just not fun to haul. Least favorite thing to haul, because it's always banging you in the back.
I've got quite a few people that pull tank. You make some crazy damn money pulling tanker if you give it the right outfit.
Right. Yeah. It was cool.
It was cool. We enjoyed it.
Dude, learning stuff, man. I'll tell you. So, I only did reefer when I drove. I mean, and then I did some multi-temp when I ran local, frozen, cooler, and some dry stuff. But I'll say, one thing I kind of regret with my driving career is I didn't venture out a lot, man. I started with reefer and I loved it because it was freight that ran consistently. I had crazy miles every week. I never fucking set. And reefer carriers usually paid more than dry van, even some flatbed carriers. I was always a company driver. So, but I never ventured out. There were so many things I had interest in, like tanker, car hauling, a lot of these things, but I made such good money doing refrigerated freight. I never ventured out. So, I kind of regret that, but I think it's good, with anything that you get into, even when you get into construction, man, try framing, try trim carpentry, try flooring, try tie,
find something you think that you didn't know.
One of the reasons why I went to the Volkswagen instead of going to the American dealerships. When you go to an American dealership, I don't know if it's still this way today, but back in my day,
back in your day, WW2.
Exactly. You were a diagnostics guy, you were a drivability guy, you were a front end guy, and that's all you did all day. Where when I went to Volkswagen Audi, I was a locksmith one day. I was replacing a sunroof the next day. I was putting an engine or a transmission in.
You had to figure it out.
Nice, yeah.
You worked on the whole car, and most European and Japanese manufacturers were like that, where the American car dealerships, it was like, now you're a diagnostics guy, you're a front end guy, you're a heavy duty transmission guy, and that's all you did all day. So yeah, like you said, it was kind of one of those branch out deals.
Well, and I think we got lucky too with the way we came into trucking. I say we. I am not a CDL holder. Never will be.
You're very important to the job.
Now I am, but I'm stuck no matter what. No. When we got into it, we didn't get into it from a survival standpoint, and there's nothing wrong with taking a career and turning it from survival into something else. We came into it without having to be in survival mode. So when he was like, hey, this tanker opportunity came about, I was like, oh, let's give it a go. After, of course, I was like pros and cons, and probably don't kill me in a tanker. But so like we got that ability to just be like, if it's going to make you happy, if you want to try it, let's go. Yeah. Right. And so that has been different for us, instead of being like, okay, we're always chasing the dollar. It happens a lot in our comments, right? People will be like,
yeah,
oh, let's see. Remove the money, because you could always make more, and you can always accelerate that. Like, you can always get more CPM, you can always get more miles. You can't get the experience back, you can't get the time back, and some of the other perks that are important to us. So that was kind of neat to just be able to be like, he's like, okay, I'll give it a go. And when he got his license, and I'll tell this to everybody, if you're getting your license, get everything now, because you will never get time to go home and do it.
Here's I don't know if I want to ask this question, Phil. Shit. Because what she just said makes me feel like you're going to answer this the way I think you're going to answer it. But at the same time, if you don't, I'm like, shit, I'm going to embarrass Phil, and I'm going to call him out. Phil, do you have an automatic restriction on your license?
Nope.
Oh, that's my dude. Let's go, Phil. Let's go.
I will say, though, why drive a manual? I can drive one.
He drives them in all the cars we drive.
Does it?
I got it to get it.
That's good, bro.
And it was one of those deals that, I always kind of knew I would rather end up in an automatic.
It's different though, isn't it, Phil? It's different shifting in a truck, isn't it?
So the biggest thing about automatic transmissions, and I found this out working with Stevens and going over to Tanker, we got to go to a Kenworth dealer, and they were doing some programming changes to our truck, so for it to be a tanker truck, the way the transmission shifts and engages and all that stuff. And most companies lock out the ability for the driver to be able to manually shift the truck. Like the truck I'm in right now, I can grab all the gears I want, where the guys that complain that their trucks don't shift, like Stevens does it, you can only shift up to 6th gear, and then after that the computer takes over, and you can only downshift from, I want to say it's 12th to 9th, and then it won't let you downshift anymore.
I can understand that in a way, though.
You gotta put some restrictions on the learners, right?
Yeah.
So and now he doesn't have that, but no, when we went, I said, he was like, oh, I don't want to go through that, and I was like, no, let's do it all. So he wanted the manual anyway. He was good. That was his.
I was gonna get the manual.
I think it's cool to have the. I mean, I knew how to drive a stick in a car, and I'll tell you, you think I was like, oh, this would be fucking easy. No, it was not. Completely different. Hey, I'll tell you this, Phil. I still, to this day, I don't know how to double clutch. If I had to go take my CDL test right now, I'd fail that shit, because I do not. The only time you use a clutch, in my opinion, is when starting or reversing. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was the guy that my trainer in truck driving school. He was always. He's like, come on, Phil, tap, Phil, tap, Phil.
Tap.
Because once you get rolling, you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And so, unless you really kind of get in a position where you're going too slow or something, then it helps you out a little bit. And I think, like you were saying, the biggest thing of it being completely different, if people don't realize driving big trucks, you only want to use the first 2 inches of that clutch if you're going to use it when you're moving. Everybody else wants to shove it down way too far. And
it's a power band. In a car, you can shift. It doesn't matter. 1,000 RPM, 7,000 RPM. Doesn't fucking matter. You touch the clutch, the gear goes out and into the other gear. But, that was the biggest thing for me Phil, even learn how to float is like, dude, you have a small little power band that you have to get that thing in. That was, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you miss it, no one where to go back to
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And now you're stuck.
Okay. And I'm gonna wind it down here. So I have my final question I want to ask because I need to get out here and help my wife with this dishwasher. But before we go, is I wanted to talk on you guys being. I'm gonna just call you a team, Dasha. Even though I know you don't have your CDL, like you guys are still a team. Like you're in that truck with Philip. You know, you're helping navigate, you're helping load, unload cars, do routing, all of this stuff. So you know, what is that like for you guys? I mean, y'all seem like you have a strong marriage as it is already, but let's be honest. Being confined in a 2,000 square foot house versus a 20 square foot truck cab is a hell of a lot different, you know? So how has that been for you guys? Has it been good? Has it been bad? Has it made you guys stronger? How do y'all find the dynamic between your strengths and your weaknesses with each other? Like, I want to talk about that for a second.
So I think we came into it, our relationship in general has just like a totally different dynamic with communication and we own businesses together before, and we went through things together before. You learn how to kind of read each other, and that's your partner, right? Like, is it your partner? Do you know them or do you not know them? And we know each other very well, and we read each other very well. I will tell you, if you're getting into this, reefer is way easier. Because you could just like, okay, I'm taking a nap and we're sitting for a while. But no, in this, this has forced us to communicate even to a higher level, because now like I can't get him into a car and have him like be mad at him, because then no, I'm not going to do my job well. But communication is huge. Snacks, like he's a big
hey, can't be hangry out there on the road, bro. Can't be hangry out there on the road.
No, he'll throw snacks at me real quick.
Or tell her to go take a nap.
Or tell me to go take a nap.
Get a little cranky, go take a nap.
We had our worst day on the truck, like not even 2 weeks ago, and it was the culmination of a lot of things happening, and just him knowing me well enough. He's like, we're gonna go park over here. We're going to get dinner. We're going to go shopping. Then this just needs to completely reset. So he knows what gets me reset, and I know what gets him reset. So we've just kind of found that balance. And every once in a while, we have to shower separately.
What's up, bud?
Are you getting any work done over at the shop today?
Hold on a second.
You're good.
Okay, can I get you to find another spot for me?
Step out.
This is designated for the shop.
Hold on.
What's that?
I'm sorry. So give him
Kicking you out the spot, man.
No. So
we got we're doing a podcast.
So we sometimes have to shower separately, or like I'll go in with him and he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna leave you to finish this up. I'm going to the lounge or whatnot. So designated separate time, and having that knowing what each other needs, right?
Yeah.
So, like right now, I feel like I'm lost. Where's my other half? I'm like, I don't know how to explain that. We have to sometimes take separate.
They're gonna give you a few minutes, Philip, before the.
No. We so little insight. We got kind of VIP at Sapros, and so we called ahead to their social media person and said, hey, we're coming in. By any chance are those spots in front of the pumps open? And they were like, oh yeah, pull in. We'll call the general manager. He never got the message.
Oh. Yeah,
nice, dude. I love Sap Bros. God, they had some of the best fucking biscuits and gravy on the road. Oh my God, dude. Oh.
Showers.
And the showers are fantastic.
When I'm having a bad day, he's like, I'm going to get you to a Sap Bros.
If we can.
Yeah.
If we can, if we're in that area, which is part of our kind of loop. So he's like, we're going to Sap Bros, or we're going shopping or whatnot. So
we're basically at their corporate headquarters.
So yeah, right
Heck
now we're
yeah.
at their corporate headquarters, and we know what places we can park where our butt's not going to get injured.
Yeah.
It's huge. Our trailer is our lifeline. And so yes, it does
we
have
don't,
its
we don't want the wrath of the owner because he detonated us.
right before our big events.
Yeah, right before Pebble Beach, we don't need a dented tailgate. They got enough work to do as it is.
So it is trying to be on the road together. We already had worked together, so I think it gave us a different dynamic versus, okay, you each have separate jobs, now get in this small space. there's a lot of things that are romanticized online about trucking. I do that myself, but the reality is there's going to be difficult moments, and you got to just not. We always come back to it's us against the problem, right? So like that really bad day a few weeks ago, there was a tire issue, there was a timing issue. We needed to be somewhere. It was hot as heck out. And we just looked at each other, and he's like, because I was mad at him. I'm like, the only reason I'm here is because of you. I'm going back to the house and
It's your damn fault, Philip.
Right.
Well, the thing is to get our spares out, because these trailers have a 17.5 tire, so nobody carries them. So we carry 2 on board. We had to unload a car in the 100-degree heat to yank this tire out in Dodge City, to come to find out on a Sunday.
Nobody works.
Nobody wanted to come pick us up, change tires.
Oh my God.
We were literally at a Harbor Freight, and I was like, I'm about ready to go in and buy some tire bars.
Buy a damn jack, man.
That's
we had that.
But I was about ready to go buy some tire bars and bag that thing on there myself.
And I was like, no. So
if it had been an outer, I'd have done it. But it was an inner.
It was an inner.
And I was like, man, I don't want to have to buy an air gun and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's close quarters, and every once in a while could be trying, but her and I work well together.
So if you're traveling with your partner in a truck, remember it's you guys against the problem, and you always have to be on the same team. And then sometimes one of us has to ask, is this going to matter in 5 years? And I know that sounds like totally out there, whatever theory kind of people, but if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't let it matter more than 5 minutes, sometimes up to 5 hours, sometimes 5 days. But because sometimes they sting a little bit longer. But in 5 years, if that tire is going to change our life, then we need to have a more serious conversation. Or that chicken plant, or those, like, I can remember the moments that were difficult on the truck, and they're fewer than the moments that were happy. And that's where that balance comes in. Keep the happy, stay on the same team, communicate till you can't anymore, and sometimes shower separately.
And then send her home. Not sure.
No way. If it's not still on a reefer freight, maybe.
Yeah.
They're doing this job.
I'm stuck. No. When I got on, so one of my caveats when I got on the truck with him was I had to always have an open flight gift card. So if I needed to, I can just get a lift to an airport and I can fly home from anywhere, because everybody flies to Vegas. And to this day, I have not had to use it. It has not expired, and I have not had to use it. There's been a few moments that, I'm done with your trucking adventure.
But anybody that's got a partner in their truck, and they got a management team that knows they have a partner in their truck, it was a huge advantage for us, even hauling reefer freight. I mean, it's everybody at Stevens kind of knew us as a team. Mm-hmm. And we were able to, she'd be on the phone with either the pickups or deliveries, and making things happen, either see if we could get stuff dropped off early or late or things like that, and getting back and forth to the management team back at the yard. And also
sometimes you have to remind them you're a girl on the truck too. Like, ladies, just keep that in mind. It's the trucking industry has been built around the male driver, and that's just statistically how it is.
Except for Sapros.
Yeah, we have bidets and they don't. So,
no. We're starting a damn petition. We're starting a petition right now. Bidets in the men's restroom.
They're actually working on it, so that'll be changing.
But the guys break them more frequently.
Yeah, you boys are rough on things.
That's true. So, that's very true. That's very true.
We try to show the happy end, and it's been a great way for us to make memories out here and see places we never would have been a little bit more spontaneous, which is very difficult for me.
A lot more spontaneous. We got to see the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade spontaneously.
Yep.
We're taking a load out to Jersey, and I'm like, I don't think this place is going to be open. Our delivery day is Thanksgiving. Well, there's no way this place is going to be open. So we got as close as we could, basically at the truck park club right there outside of in Jersey, right outside of Manhattan. Showed up, we called, and they're like, we're not open tomorrow. We're like, okay, thanks, because our delivery point was like 7 p.m.
Yeah, it was so weird. So that really makes a difference. So when thinking of it on the big scheme, if you can bring your partner with, absolutely, because loneliness and help on the truck and things like that.
And safety.
I mean,
well-being check-in and all.
Yeah, set yourself up and just go with. I promise you won't probably die. You may just have to go with some icky bathrooms.
Well, all right, Phil, Dasha.
We're talkers for a living, so yeah.
No, I would talk with you forever. So I would talk with you forever. Trust me. I am shortening this by way more than I want to, but like, so yesterday morning, or Monday night, our sink backed up and our kitchen pretty much half flooded. And so from 5 a.m. yesterday until, I don't know, I think the plumber, we ended up having to call the plumber. He left at like 7. We dealt with plumbing stuff and thought we got it all figured out. Woke up this morning and there's water in our dishwasher and our dishwasher didn't drain. So I had to go. I think that when we were trying to clear the clog in the sink, because we have a garbage disposal, you know, I think I pushed the clog back up into the dishwasher and it clogged that outlet hose. So anyway, so I got to get off here, go pull the dishwasher out. It is 100% my fault. 100% my fault. My wife already told me it was. Listen, I've been married for 20 years, okay? If there's one thing that I have learned after 20 years, when they say it's your fault, just fucking take responsibility and move on.
My grandfather always gave you the best advice ever. Always let them think they're the boss. Because when there's a problem, they come to you anyways.
Yeah.
But hey, like you, Philip, hey, like you, I'm lucky, man. My wife is, dude, she's my true partner in life with everything, dude. I mean, like literally, right? I mean, she is going to help me, or she has already gotten the shop vac from the garage and vacuumed all the water out of the bottom of the thing. And so like we do everything together, man. So yeah, she's my partner in crime. I'm lucky I've got someone that she's through me thick and thin. Even though she may yell at me and occasionally abuse me, I love her. I love her through thick and thin.
Well, hopefully the next time we're in Tejas, we get to meet both of you.
Yes. Hey, so I'm between Waco and Austin off of I-35. So you guys ever come through here? You know, Texas is a huge car scene, so a lot of things go on here. So, you guys ever come through here? Yeah, let me know. I will meet up with you guys. We'll come pick you up. We'll do dinner or something or whatever. 100%, absolutely would love that.
That would be awesome.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for making time for us, even in your chaos. And you guys against the problem.
Yes. No, I was super excited about this. I've been looking forward to hanging out with you guys since we met at Matt's, and I'm glad we waited a little bit because you guys, you know, changed jobs since then, kind of more aligned with, you know, what your guys' background is and all that stuff, you know, and made for a much more interesting conversation and everything. So, you know, yeah, see, look, there she is right now. She's like, I'm yelling at you now. Hurry up. I have the dishwasher pulled out and I am ready.
Thank you so much.
So no, I'm glad we got to do this, and I know you guys have a real strict schedule, so I know it took a little bit of logistical planning on both of our parts to make this happen.
We're professionals at this, so
that's it. That's it. So, but all right, I'm going to end it with you guys, same way I do with everyone. That is, do you have any exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates, or you want to give yourself some plugs? Tell everyone they can find you, follow along with your story, any of that stuff.
So you can find everything on thecorvettecouple.com. That's our blog, all of our social media links, anything and everything is on that website. And get ready for Monterey Car Week. You're going to be carred out by the time we are done.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of fun things planned. If there's certain things you want to see, let us know. And as always, just find us on social media.
Heck yeah. You guys are awesome. I love y'all social media. Like you guys, y'all do a really great job. You really do. Dasha, I know you take the lead on that. Phil, you're just following along.
I'm just bending the wheel.
That's it. But you do really good stuff. Absolutely love it. And you know, y'all are in a really great spot to put out some amazing content in this industry and stuff. So I'm looking forward to Monterey Car Week, and I'm going to send you guys my list. I can tell you right now, the Nart Ferrari is one, but I mean, that thing isn't a private collection. I mean, who knows? That'll ever sell again.
Ferrari is actually the marquee car this year at Pebble Beach.
Really?
So chances are it'll probably be there.
And a McLaren, F1. Like it. Oh yeah. Top.
There'll be at least one there.
Yeah.
Top of my list, dude. I have been drooling over those cars since I was an 11-year-old kid, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, wait to see your list. I'm gonna make a bingo sheet, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, you should. You should totally do that. I love that. All right, everybody. Hey, we appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to do some sponsor love, and then I'll come back and we'll do some exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates, and plugs from myself. All right, let's talk about our featured sponsor of the month here, FreightValidate. They're out there taking care of the scumbags, helping us with freight fraud, theft, helping vet those carriers, vet those brokers, vet everyone in this freaking industry at this point. You want to make sure that you're doing business with the right people. You need to make sure that they have that green check mark. Looking for a place to park those trucks, those trailers, brokers, shippers, carriers? We got the hookup for you from our good friends over there at Freight Ninja.
Freight Ninja sites aren't just to park one truck and trailer. They can be the main base to park your fleet, a drop yard near one of your shippers or receivers, and a whole host of other things. Find out more of what they offer and how Freight Ninja can help you by visiting FreightNinja.com. Or give them a ring at 844-303-1505. Make sure you use code LOUNGENINJA to get special pricing.
No.
Factoring is a part of doing business in many, many industries. Fortunately for y'all, we got the best people in the biz to do factoring with, Sureline Capital.
With Sureline Capital, you don't just get their 50 years experience in finance and banking, you get freedom. Sureline lets you choose the invoices you factor, so you're in control of your cash flow. Get advances up to 97% of the invoice for immediate expenses, and no early termination fees, so you can move on whenever the time is right. Being a business owner is about freedom, and Sureline Capital understands access to your revenue when and how you need it is a vital part of that. Start your path to more control over your money with SurelineCapital.com or call them at 801-605-8822. Make sure you use code SURETHING365 to get your first invoice up to $2,000 for free.
And our newest sponsor, 123 Load Board. You know, talking about money, if you need to make money, you got to have the right load board. Broker, carrier, shipper, doesn't matter what you do in this business. You got to have a place to post that freight. You got to have a place to find freight, find trucks, do all that lovely stuff. 123 Load Board, that's where you need to be heading to.
123 Load Board gives you more. With 100,000 plus loads posted daily, a profit calculator for better bidding, storage for easy document access, and get load advances directly from the platform. Drive your business forward at 123loadboard.com or call 877-875-5301. Use the codes at the bottom of your screen for a discount.
Before we get out here, we're talking about what we got going on. All right, tomorrow morning, as usual, 8 a.m. Central, 9 Eastern, Road Dog Coffee Podcast. You can chill with me, my boy Spencer Squire, all of the homies with the Road Dog Coffee Morning crew. We're just going to chop it up, talk trucking, current events, and a bunch of other stuff. And, and the TikTok Diner tomorrow, John Cantero Show, back on Lounge Media Network. That is at 11 Central, 12 Eastern tomorrow as well. As for the Lounge, no show this Friday. Moving into next week, we got our boy, Dale Prax, founder, owner, innovator of FreightValidate. He's going to come. We're going to do some catching up with him, talk about what's going on with FreightValidate, all the moves that he's making, and talk about the Texas Trucking Show That's coming up next week, ladies and gentlemen. And that is where I will be next Friday when we go live for a freestyle from the Texas Trucking Show. My boy John Cantera, he'll be here in the studio controlling things. I'm going to be walking around the truck show there, doing some live video and seeing everything get set up. We're just going to have a good time. And we're going to pretty much, end the month on that one right there. So it'll be a great wrap up for July. Appreciate everybody watching today. If you just tuned in, please go back to the beginning. Watch this whole show with Philip and Dasha. Amazing stuff. We talk cars. We talk trucking. We talk marriage. We talked lots and lots of money. So it's been quite an interesting show. Y'all go back and catch it. Make sure that you go follow them on their socials. The Corvette couple. They're on Facebook, Instagram. Dasha, where else y'all at?
We're on everything. TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn.
We got it all.
Boom.
Throw it out there, you'll find us.
There you go. There you go. Search Corvette Couple. You can check them out. And their website is really cool too. Daisha does a really good job with that. Keeps things updated, puts her vlog out there and everything. So make sure y'all stay up to date with what they are doing out there car hauling and just being a husband and wife on the road. As I always say, chunk them deuces, people. With that, we're rolling some beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.